Good morning, happy Monday, and welcome back to the Seasons of Self-Actualization mini podcast. We are starting the day and this week off great by showing up and being present. So I want to thank you for that. I really hope that it will help allow you to recenter and will help guide you throughout the rest of your days this week. But for now, make sure to grab some water or a warm drink. And as you know, it is a short episode, so let's begin. Let's start with tuning into ourselves. So one of the most important reasons that I actually start with this kind of mindfulness practice is one, we don't take a lot of time to do this on our own, but two, if you can't connect with yourself and sit still with yourself, how are you going to make the progress that you hope in your life? It's a small practice and it's a big impact. Connect with your body for a moment. Feel the tension that you feel. Try to give it attention, massage it out in your shoulders, around your neck, roll your shoulders back. Okay? Connect with yourself. How are you doing today? So we're going to do the 4-7-8 breathing technique. What you're going to do is breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and slowly exhale for 8. So first, get rid of all of your air. Slowly breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slowly exhale for 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep breathing and keep tuning in with yourself. This week's affirmation is, I let my emotions move through me, and I am present with myself. I let my emotions move through me, and I am present with myself. I let my emotions move through me, and I am present with myself. So last week, we practiced acknowledging challenging negative thoughts and comforting the emotions that are brought up from those negative thoughts. And if you haven't seen last week's episode, or if this is the first time that you're tuning in, I really recommend that you go back a little bit because the intention behind these is to build off of each other. So last week, I asked you to notice what thoughts you commonly had occurring and how it made you feel. So what I want to start today with is, what do you do with those feelings? Do you let yourself feel them? Do you let yourself feel your feelings, the ones that are coming up? I think it's a common tendency when we have emotions, especially uncomfortable or intense ones, we're really quick to either dismiss them, ignore them, or sometimes even kind of shame ourselves for it. And in general, a lot of us are ashamed of our emotion. A lot of us don't have a safe space for it within ourselves, nevertheless, like within our environments. So like we said last week, there's a part of ourselves that's actually suffering from this. There's a part of ourselves that suffers from feeling ashamed of our emotions. So like with most things, acknowledgement is the first step, and hopefully it's kind of relieving you of a weight that you kind of know you've been carrying, like by trying to hold on to everything and holding everything in and denying yourself of the experience of feeling your emotions. Like, acknowledge that for a moment. What if we could look at having emotions from a very neutral point of view? So for example, as a human, I have both pleasant and unpleasant thoughts. Fact. Just as I have pleasant and unpleasant emotions. Fact. Just as all thoughts are okay, so are all emotions. Each emotion comes, and each emotion passes. It is not out of the ordinary that I feel pain. It is not out of the ordinary that I'm sad. It is not out of the ordinary that I am overwhelmed or stressed or angry or irritated. It makes sense, right? That we could hypothetically accept the fact that we have a wide range of thoughts and emotions, which are quite normal. But can we accept that? Non-hypothetically, just accepting it. Though we can feel very specific things, there are actually only 5 basic human emotions. Those are anger, fear, sadness, disgust, and enjoyment. And depending on like where you do your research, it might vary a little, like maybe there's 7, but in general, these are commonly known as the basic ones. And out of these 5, we seem to have a tendency to only accept a small part of them, the enjoyment part. So somehow we expect ourselves to be happy all the time, to feel happy all the time, and embrace and accept this happiness, enjoyment. But actually, out of the 5 basic emotions, enjoyment is just one. So maybe we think it's actually more complicated than it is to accept emotions. Like, if we were to accept these emotions, these other 4 basic ones, then we're bound to it forever. Or like, we need to find a solution for it, or it's like scary to face. And I so get that, because we don't learn about it really. Like, we don't talk about it from a young age to the point that it's just super cash. Like, it's not to us, and like that's okay. And there's no forcing you to accept your emotions either. Like, there's no need to feel shame that you don't accept your emotions either. Like, this is a safe space. It's just the acknowledgement that if there's a part of you that suffers from feeling like you can't fully be yourself within yourself, to acknowledge that so that we can look at it in this safe space, so that we can say, it's okay that this has happened, but let's look at this tendency together. This week, I want you to practice feeling your emotions, like actually feeling them, without trying to suppress them, without trying to even understand them, which I learned is actually a way to avoid feeling your emotions, like constantly trying to problem solve and understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling. It's not feeling your emotions, right? Just actually feeling, like physical sensations, without trying to change your emotions, without trying to find a solution. I challenge you to feel your sadness, to feel your anger, to feel your fear, your disgust, your enjoyment all the way. Lean into that. Just noticing when it's there and allowing yourself to experience it and be present with it is enough, because that is accepting it, right? I took on this challenge myself, and it's hard, but it is relieving. It's refreshing. I sit with my uncomfortable emotions, just like I'm telling you to do, and I tell myself that it makes sense that I feel this way, and that it's okay, and that it is a wave, and it will pass, but while it's passing, that I'm just gonna feel it, just gonna ride the wave. Just accepting that it's there, with or without there being anything to do about it. I'd like to thank you so much for your time, and I'd also like to acknowledge you for the investment you've made in yourself today. Keep going, even if that means sitting still with yourself and your emotions. Remember to leave a comment down below about how you're doing, one thing you've learned, or something that you'd like to share. Allow yourself to be gentle with yourself. I hope that you have a great week, and I cannot wait to see you in our next episode bright and early on Monday to set ourselves up for another great week. Thanks so much again. Bye.